Hey guys, so this video is going to go over a little bit about slow times and what to do when things get a little slow. Sometimes some seasons inbox is just bouncing. There's tons of leads and it's just a mess trying to keep up with them all. In that time, there's a little different tactics that we use. We're turning and burning. We're finding the good ones and really trying to focus on the good leads versus the bad leads. When things are slow, you can't be so picky. You got to really work with the people that you got and really try and understand them and help them find something. So first of all, I want to show you some things that you should be doing when things are slow. First of all, you should be following up with your existing leads by phone. Okay? If I go here to the inbox and I pull up someone's email, and I go to one of these recent ones, here's Harrison. He says, I want to touch base, offer my assistance. The property you inquired about is a beautiful one, and fortunately for you, it is open. What questions do you have about the property? Great response. Call this person and make that exact same statement. Say, hey, yeah, I noticed you inquired, talked to April. Just want to find out if you had any questions about the home. And they're going to ask you, oh, is it on the beach? How much is it? All that kind of stuff. And you're going to ask back, well, it goes for about this much a night. What's your guys' budget? And then you're going to learn about their budgets. And then you're going to be diagnosing what they need. Even though they inquired about this property, we don't know that this is the right fit for them. So start digging deeper. Find that out. Do it by phone. So follow up with your leads by phone. Okay? Next one. Go start looking for leads in every folder. The places that you can look, obviously not in existing folders of other agents, but start with new leads. There's lots of new leads that come in. You can see if we're open. You can start picking them and picking the ones that you want to work with. You can also look in the hot leads folder. You can look in the warm leads folder. See if there's lots of them in here. And even if they're dead, you can go to the dead leads folder and you can see if there are any of the recent ones that you can find a referral property for. Referrals. I'm going to talk a little bit about referrals more in a minute, but the idea with referrals is just that the goal is to find new homes. Okay, not necessarily to book that guest. Okay, I'll teach you about that in a sec. Or you just stop. Okay, if you're just wasting time, stop. You don't want to clock in for extra hours if you're being totally ineffective. Okay, go to the beach, go do something. But if you're being totally wasted, don't do anything. But I would suggest referrals. Okay, you can always do referrals. Okay, you can do referrals all freaking day long. So there shouldn't really be an excuse for just sitting around. Here's what you do with referrals. Okay? Remember, the goal is to find a new home, not to book a guest. So go out, find a guest that needs a property, and then go to a bunch of different owners and basically find potential properties for that guest. Okay? Now, that guest may say, I already found a place. I don't really need it anymore. That's fine. Doesn't matter because your goal wasn't to book them. Your goal was to get the owners. I'll show you how. First step, find good referrals. Okay? People that you can refer. Next step is to find the possible homes. And then the last step is to get those owners into our inventory. That's really what you're doing. Okay? So, and I'll explain why in a minute. Good referral. So what's a good referral? Well, if you're working with a client and we don't have anything for them, that's a pretty good referral. You already have contact with them. You already know their needs. And now you just need to go find them possible homes. Good referrals tend to be people that are looking for slow seasons when there's lots of availability. People that have a lot of money are good ones, where budgets aren't terrible constraints, and that you can actually contact. You can actually get a hold of these people, especially by phone. Next, you want to find possible homes. Go onto VRBO or HomeAway. Okay, they have all sorts of awesome search tools. You can search by bedrooms, by oceanfront. You can find literally the exact property these people are looking for if you use some of these filters. Okay, and both HomeAway and FlipKey have them. And then what you want to do is, if you find a property that's open, it doesn't need to be perfect, but you get in touch with that owner. Okay, you introduce yourself. You say you have a guest, and you basically just ask, "Hey, I have a client. I work with a travel service called Lavish Getaways, and I was wondering if we were to pass this person over to you as a referral, and you were to actually book the guest successfully, if we could basically just send you a bill for 10% of the reservation price." And if they say yes, you pass on the guest info, and then you notify the owner department. Okay, you notify Grant right now is the head of the owner department. And basically you're just saying, Grant, hey, I have a new owner that wants to be put on our referral list. And at that point, we add that owner to our referral list. Okay? Now, why? Why would you want to add a property to our referral list? Well, you get 50% or 100%. If you actually make the first referral to that home or someone else does, you get 50%. Also, we could convert it to a wholesale property and you would get 50% of the first deal if someone else booked it. If you booked it, you got 100%. Okay? So you go out and find, you have one guest. You go find 5 properties, 5 different owners that are like, yeah, I'll give you 10% if we actually book this guy. You send them all the guest contact information. Deal falls through. No reservation happens. That's fine. You just added a property to our inventory, and when it does book, you're going to get 50% of the first deal. That's a big commission. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're doing that. Think plant seeds. Remember, you're just planting seeds. If you go out and find 15 properties, you're right. You might have to wait a month or 2 until we actually book it. But if you're always doing that every day, planting a few seeds, find a property here, find a property there, all of a sudden, a month or 2 from now, you're going to have a nice steady stream of really nice commissions coming in. But it requires you to think like a farmer. You plant today so you can harvest tomorrow. Next, you should be helping your guests. If we don't have something for a guest, they're a good guest, good budget, asking about a time of year when you think you can find something open, go out and find referrals. Okay? So in the end, when things are slow, you should be looking like crazy for leads, calling your existing ones, and making referrals. Can't stress it enough. Make referrals. If you have any questions about how to make good referrals, just contact me. I'd love to help you with it. The general idea is find your client, find possible homes. All you do is call and ask the owner if they're willing to give us a cut of 10% if the guest books. If they say yes, then you just say, hey, Grant, we have a property that that wants to be added to our referral list, and you pass on the client info to those owners and see if something happens. Okay? So that is all. Let me know if you have any questions.